Hello everyone and welcome to the Thought Box. It's the show where I sit down and discuss with you, the viewers, topic that's been on my mind, or just something that's been in the air, something that's been on other people's mind. It's the show where we just sit here and have a discussion. We're going to be talking about training dogs, a recent story with my dog that happened, and a couple of other things. So let's get into the first segment of this, the talking about training dogs and why you need to do it and what you should do if you haven't done it. So if you have a dog of any kind, whether they are a small Chihuahua, toy poodle, or a Saint Bernard, a Mastiff, you need to be training them. And the reason for that is you are not doing your dog any favors and you're not doing yourself any favors if you don't actually train them. How is a dog supposed to know that it's in the wrong if you don't train it on what the right things to do in life are? It's kind of common sense. You raise a child, you raise a dog, you raise a cat. I mean, cats, well, cats you really can't do much with. But that's beside the point. Now, dogs, the problem that I see with a lot of people is people will actually just get a dog and not train it. They'll just have a little tiny dog or even big dogs and they won't train it. And there's a big problem with that. What if something happens? What if the dog gets loose? What if you need to take it on walk? There's plenty of issues with not training dogs, even at all. They should be able to at least come to you or sit down or something. Now, I'm not saying that training any dog or every dog is going to be the same. Some might be easier than others. Some might be a pain in the total ass to actually take care of. That's kind of what you get when you sign up for a dog. It's the same as signing up for a child. You know the problems at stake here if you don't take care of them. I just feel like a lot of people just think, oh, I can have a dog and it's all happy dandy, and then next thing you know, that dog is the complete menace of a neighborhood. I wanted to talk about this today because I had something happen. A little story. We're gonna tell it here on the channel, and this is all raw, all real, all that. I don't know if I like saying raw on the show. I really don't. That just, I'll say shit, I'll say fuck, but raw, that's gonna be a no from me, Doug. So, this is Rosie. This is my pit bull boxer mix that I have at my house. Rosie has been in my family for about 4 or 5 years, something like that. People hate on the fact that she's a pit bull boxer mix, that she has pit bull in her. Now, if you don't believe me and don't believe that this is a true example of they actually are still sought after as bad dogs, currently with my homeowner's insurance, I have everything else insured. I have my cats and all of their property insured. However, because I own a pit bull boxer mix, I cannot have her on there or my insurance would skyrocket because it supposedly brings down the value of a neighborhood and the value of a house having a pit bull boxer mix. Specifically the pit bull part. Now I get it, people have used them for fighting dogs, people have given them a bad reputation, but I've also never been bitten by a pit bull. I've been bitten by labs, German shepherds, chihuahuas, yorkies, shih tzus. I've probably been bitten by a lot more dogs than I know what to do with. I've never been afraid of dogs. Realistically, even as a kid, I'm like, what can they do to me that I can't do to them? I felt like I've always felt like this. I felt like the human race is always going to be able to win against a dog. I'm sorry, but if you're afraid of a dog, unless, you know, they're coming towards you when you break into someone's house, that's really the only time you should be afraid. But as I was saying, a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, my dog got out of our fence, chased a cat. Happens. I do want to disclose, she does not hurt cats. All she wants to do is play with them. However, she gets so excited to see any living creature that she sees a cat, she bolts for it. The squirrels in my yard are afraid of my dog. Anytime they see the door open, they run for the trees. I could just literally bring a chair and just sit there and the squirrels will just divide and go. There are no signs of squirrels anywhere anymore because of my dog. And that, I don't, you know, it happens. That's what dogs do. That's not what we're here to talk about today. One of my neighbors thought that his cat went missing and blamed it on my dog. Full disclosure, it didn't happen. It was a different cat from his, and he actually apologized. It's all good, but I'm using this story to signify ending of this. We have a lot of dogs in my neighborhood. I feel like almost every house has a dog, and there's nothing wrong with that. When my dog was growing up, before she came to my house, I feel like she was probably a fighting dog, and they got rid of her because she's a runt. This little thing is 50 pounds. She is a 50-pound lapdog, y'all. The only thing she wants to murder is your face with kisses. I never really had the full responsibility. I never took the full responsibility of my dog. There have been other people in my house. There have been other people who really the dog belongs to, but I decided I need to get her desensitized to dogs ASAP. Especially after that, I decided I needed to get her leash trained so that way if anything happens, my family or me can walk this dog. Now, it did take some time to get used to it, and I started off in the backyard, but now we walk in the neighborhood, and the funniest part about it is, I get it, dogs are going to bark, especially if they are left alone, but now, she is the most quiet dog. I've been really focusing on, you know, certain things that I knew she knew how to do, but I just wanted to implement them in a more efficient way for her. Now, if you can see by this photo that I've hopefully put in for a third or 17th time, Rosie does not have the best eyes. She does not, her eyesight is not that of a normal dog. So most of my calls or anything like that, everything I try to do with her is auditorial, just so that way it works a little bit more efficiently. I don't try to do anything that's going to be too confusing for her. I mean, at the end of the day, people say that dogs have the tendencies or the learning behaviors of a toddler. I'm not sure how true it is. I'm no dog expert. I'm just a dude who fights for what's right. I believe there's a lot more to the stigma that people need to just really get over it. Dogs are dogs. Honestly, the most asshole dogs I've ever seen were Chihuahuas and Yorkies. I'm gonna be real with you. But once again, 90% of the time people don't train those kind of dogs, and I find that quite sad. I have one of the most loyal and loving dogs that you can ever find, and they are just completely shit on by a lot of people, and I have a problem with that. Especially because I see people, even in my own neighborhood, who are slapping their dogs because they aren't doing the right thing. Now, first off, if you're abusing your dog, mistreating it, or anything else, just give them to me. I'll rehome them. I'll do whatever. But if I have to take them by force, I will too. I mean, I don't care. I've done it. Yeah, it seems like I'm just talking smack. I'm talking shit, whatever. But no, if you know someone in the area that I live that has a dog they're abusing and they need it to be rehomed, just let me know. I'll steal it. I don't care. What's the worst that's gonna happen to me? Dogs are some of the most wholesome animals we will ever have, and people say they're man's best friend. We're doing a disservice to a dog by not giving them the best life and developing them. That's how I feel on it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you want to steal dogs? I don't know. Like, keep the discussion going. I want to hear your opinions on this subject as well. And as always, I do have my social media down in the description down below. And yeah, subscribe, like, comment, all that fun jazz that you're supposed to say over here on the interwebs and YouTube. Until next time, I'm out. Deuces. Hasta la vista? Nah, we already said that. Once again, PSA, I will steal dogs if they're abused. Just saying. This is my one and only warning. I'll rehome them too. I don't care. Fight me if you want. It's whatever. Deuces.